Ladies and gentlemen, to round 4 and 5 potentially for the Azerbaijan and Spanish Grand Prix. Last time out in round number 3, the Chinese Grand Prix, we finished P1 ahead of our teammate who finished in second, and ahead of Alonso, who only managed fourth. What it means, though, for the championship, more or less, we have opened up a quite healthy lead to both Alonso and especially to Verstappen. And effectively, we could not finish the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and basically afford to come home in a poor position or points paying position realistically, and still come home in potentially even second place this weekend, providing Alonso does not win or finish second or above, obviously. But obviously, we don't want that to happen. We want to have the best race weekend at both of these circuits as possible. But obviously, like in the past, we're only going to see how we do in qualifying and in practice. If I don't feel like we're doing great in practice and qualifying, we'll just swiftly move on to the Spanish Grand Prix. Because obviously, as you guys know, this hasn't been my best circuit, in this game as such, and therefore I don't see a point wasting time, racing here, wasting like valuable time when I could move on to a Grand Prix where I am better, for instance the Spanish Grand Prix, and that obviously would be more crucial than this Grand Prix. But if we can capitalise here, we will just race here. I have no problem in racing here, to tell you the honest truth. It's just I've never had a good car here, and that's the issue. What's the point of not having a good car? Anyway, we'll get in obviously to the context of this first practice session, obviously this weekend, and you'll see what goes down here in FP1, because who knows, we may fall in love with this circuit. And we may deliver, a lap that maybe we couldn't deliver before. I don't know. I have my doubts. But anyway, open up that DRS to get more straight line speed. And yeah, you're heading into this first corner at such high speed, of course. Taking as much apex speed as possible. Right now, car feels quite nice. Doing everything I'm asking it to do, more or less. Now it's not doing everything I'm asking it. See, it's just, I think the issue I have on these circuits are they are maybe heavy braking points, and you have to be such a late braker, and then it's all about exit. And I tend to be less late braking. Honestly believe it's a different skill set you need around here. But I also believe, when you're playing on the game controller here, it's harder for the player. We'll go back to that one. Okay. Alright, I'll get all the resource points, hopefully.
Good work, you seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn.
Not bad, not bad. Wait, did we get purple there? I don't think we did. Or did we? I'm not sure. No, we only got the green, sorry. Right. So we didn't get purple. We'll try it again, obviously. So they need 580, that's the number we're looking for. Alright. Through the... Oh, for crying out loud. We keep missing their messes. Oh, for crying out loud. We were trying to overtake Verstappen. Right, we'll go to the right. So still need to get a purple score as of yet. Car just feels unnaturally slow. That's the only way I can describe it. And then every time you push more, things just happen. Like, for instance, I'm trying to push on this braking zone, which is downhill just slightly, you see, into the barrier. Now, personally, right, braking about 150, but where's Verstappen braking? Let's have a look. So Verstappen's braking roughly exactly, I would say at the exact same time. Maybe we're braking a few inches later. But he's braking more or less, similar time, but we go into the barrier. He gets away with it, more or less. You see, now we're braking late, well, earlier. So how do I do this corner? Do I just back off, like... To me, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. That was a
Right,
big
we'll
one.
skip to
Confirm you're okay,
qualifying.
please.
I'm fed up, honestly. I know that the worst attempt. Right, we'll skip to qualifying. We'll see how we do in quali. I'm not even going to bother putting on a setup. We'll just see what we can do with standard.
Session there, then. Let's remind ourselves.
So yeah, if Bottas wins, obviously he could go 27 points clear of what I am aware. So he would love to probably go that far ahead.
What do you think went wrong? What caused that issue in practice? A new component? Are you hoping to have your reliability issues sorted out before qualifying? Great! Well, that's everything.
But nonetheless, I'm not too disappointed because I know that this weekend is never going to be easy for us. You know, this is like one of the circuits where it's just never clicked for us during our career mode as of yet. I can't remember one season where we've actually done okay, where you could say that wasn't a bad result or something like that. You know, there's not been one season where I can remember that. It's always been the case where
I'm glad you're not hurt.
oh, for fuck's sake, we've just entered a new practice session. You're having a joke, aren't you? That's annoying. I'm annoyed with myself. Why? Just let me go to quali. That's it. There we go. That's annoying.
Here are your top three.
That is annoying as anything. I entered a practice session and I didn't intend to do that. Oh well. It's not the end of the world, Julian. But it delays us. Rightio. Quali now.
The circuit has rubbed in with practice, but this is still going to be a difficult session for our...
Difficult, you can say that again. Right, we'll go out. We'll see what we can do. 2 laps. If we do not get top 10, I will not be racing. Okay, I'll be pretty clear on that. If we do get top 10, we will race. We'll give it a go. Pretty simple, I think that is, personally. And we'll see, obviously, what happens. Then. Alright. So getting tyres nice and warm, hopefully. I would like to do well here. I honestly would. Because it is a nice circuit. In F1 2017 and 16, actually, I could do well here on this game. But for whatever reason, in F1 2018, it's a different track altogether. It sort of makes me... well, it's alienated me a little bit. Like, yeah. It's a completely different track altogether. It's not a bad track, don't get me wrong. It's a very good track overall. But, yeah. Right. Through Fontaine. Well, we now start our run down into turn 1. open up the DRS. Crossing rule on right. Little bit of traffic. Honestly, I have no idea how we've done in that first sector. That wasn't the best exit though. So we've certainly compromised ourselves in this middle. But I have no idea how we're doing. Still, for all we know, this could be the lap that gets us pole position. I highly doubt it. I was alright through there. Final turn. We're about to find out. We don't even match Sorokin. That shows you.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining. Be careful with the front wing. You've taken
How
some
bad our
minor
pace
damage.
is. Is there any point of going out for a second lap? I know we're not getting pole. I just know it.
You've got front wing damage. Recommend you box for a new one.
I'm not gonna go out for a second lap. We're just gonna end the session. Forget. We're just gonna. I know. I just want to get on to the next round where we're gonna be much more competitive.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Bottas, Vettel and Sergio Perez. Goodbye for now then.
So, obviously, we will now head into Spanish Grand Prix. We're just going to simulate this Grand Prix.
Session, but these things happen from time to time. Try to make up for it in.
We'll move into the Spanish Grand Prix where I know we're going to do better. Of course, that's the aim, obviously.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
And we
It's
do
a
finish
good result
9th
for
as well,
Valtteri
so
Bottas, who extends his
we'll stay
advantage to the top of
second
the championship.
in the
And
championship.
now I'd like to
Oh
ask
no,
you,
we'll go
Anthony
third.
Davidson,
Sorry.
who was your
Yeah.
driver of the day?
Not
I
bad
think I'm going
anyway.
to give it to Daniel Ricciardo. He's come through the field so well today, you know. Well deserved.
And now let's take a look.
But that's much better than last season. Considering last season, anyway, like we were, I think last season, we were roughly, overall, I think we were somewhere in the region of 30 points or something down, so it was a lot more. But anyway, we'll see. We'll negotiate our contract.
Here you can see the current deal.
Just
Once
want to
negotiations
see.
begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms. From here, we can change the team that we're negotiating with. There's no rule saying you need to stay in the same seat forever. Selecting a team here only affects the negotiation. The actual move won't take place until the following race weekend. We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises.
Okay. So if I put that down to level 2, I think that should just work. There we
Okay,
go.
that proposal looks good.
Right, so we've got a good contract there, I think, personally.
Next race weekend.
You know, overall, can't say we haven't. And we'll get on to now next race weekend. Spain, Catalonia, where I am looking forward, actually, to this one. Because obviously, as you know, Spain, good circuit. Last season, we finished second here. We could have won, but of what I remember, we blew this one in qualifying. Of what I remember from the top of my head, we blew it in qualifying, going fourth into the race. We just didn't have that overall pace, should I say. And yeah, we just blew it in qualifying, of what I remember. Yeah, I think we came second. Daniel Ricciardo came first, of what I remember. We could have won, but we just didn't have the pace to really win at the same time. So, yeah. Oh well. But this weekend, it's sort of a bit like China Redemption. Okay, it's a weekend for us to redeem ourselves, a bit like Bahrain. You know, well, last time I think you know, Bahrain was a bit different, but you know what I mean. It's a circuit, I think, where we should redeem ourselves, hopefully. In terms of performance from last year, season 4, and if we do that, that's brilliant. But we had a better result, of what I remember, compared to our teammate, who I think finished 5th. But obviously my teammate, oh dear, but my teammate, oh, for crying out loud. I say I like this circuit. Just trying to not spin it. We haven't even done a lap yet. Right, there we go. Right. Our final corner. But yeah, it's a nice circuit, this is. I'm going to say that. Like, it's got a very good first sector. Decent middle. Like, as you'll tell in a minute by what I mean. Like, this is first sector, so quite fast first sector. As we now enter the middle. Again, this ain't a slow middle sector. Don't get me wrong. It's actually quite quick, but the corners are a bit different compared to first. You've got quite a few more slower corners, I would say. Then this is just a corner in qualifying. You just hang on for the life of the car. And we now enter the final sector. Not quite through there. But this final sector, very technical. So it's all about your technical. Oh, for crying out loud! I don't. What's going on today? Since Baku is always offset, I think. Right. That's first lap done. Let's try and make this one a better lap. Right, turn 1, 2. That curb is catching me out a little bit, the one on the left. Try it again. Turn 1, 2. I'm just gonna avoid that curb. So we're 7 tenths up right now. Which ain't bad. Oh, that was a very good lap. Yeah.
Final lap of the program.
Not signs, sorry. What an idiot. Car feels quite nice. Balls. And we were getting into a slight rhythm. At the same time.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data.
Right. So towards the end we were getting into a nice slight rhythm. Okay, not perfect as of yet. Still room to be improved. We're gonna now put on a car setup. Obviously I know well. So we'll go for, I think it's this one anyway. Is it? Yeah, we'll go for, oh no, it ain't this one. Then it's another one. Because I've changed them a little bit, so I think it's this one, is it? Yeah, it's this one. So we'll go for
I know it's
5-4.
tempting to focus
I think
entirely
we'll
on
go
the race,
5-4 at
but
the
we
moment.
should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim
So that's
program.
setup we're
Try
using.
to run it before the end of FP3 if you
You
can.
know, overall, decent setup. And we'll do now the race strategy quickly. And then we'll head into qualifying and we'll see what we can do for the qualifying session, of course. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a good session overall. And there's our teammate, strictly speaking, up in front. Who's obviously just come off the back of a race win. So let's go, let's see how our race pace is for this race weekend. So through turn 1. And turn 2.
Super job so far. We're getting great.
So right
data.
now we're
Stay
ahead of our
focused.
teammate in terms of lap time, who's also on the soft tyre. That's encouraging. Because obviously he is right now our main rival. And you really see, I think, where we're doing better.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep
And
it up.
that's us going faster over our teammate again. We've got like almost 3 tenths in our pocket over Ricardo in that first sector. Then in the middle, looks like we're losing a little bit of time. Not too sure. And then in the last, I definitely know we're losing time in the last sector.
Okay,
You
super
see,
job
so
far. We're getting
we
great
were 3
data.
tenths
Stay
up in the
focused.
middle there, and then we lost practically 4 tenths, so we're practically losing about half a second, I'm saying, in the last sector, which is,
Our best lap
obviously,
so far is a 1
yeah.
minute 18.
Obviously, though, would I expect it from the Red Bull? Probably, yes. But I think that's a good sign for qualifying, actually, that we're quite ahead of our teammate by almost half a
As all the
second.
cars are now over the
But
line,
yeah,
your top three
but
again
overall
are
then my teammate
Ricciardo,
comes back in the
Bottas,
later
and
stage
Pierre Gasly.
to have a 2 tenths advantage over me. So yeah, I guess it all balances itself out overall. I guess throughout the course of the weekend. But that's certainly a good sign going for the race and for qualifying, of course. Last year, my teammate didn't have the best qualifying here compared to I. But obviously, it's one of them circuits, you know, where even if you don't have I don't think, a great qualifying, you can actually have a good race here. But you have to be, but it all comes down to a good strategy and a good pace here, rather than anything else. If you don't have at least 2 of the 3, you are done. Right, we'll go now, straight out for our first lap. See how we do, get 1 lap underway, and hopefully bag a pole position this season, obviously. It took us till France, though, last season to get pole position at least once last season. Hopefully it will be a lot sooner this season, of course, but no promises can be made. As we now head down the pit exit, obviously. In terms of our engine ain't that bad, actually, coming into this race. 42% wear on the engine, which ain't actually that bad. Obviously, this engine still has to do, I think, a few more races of what I would like. personally. So yeah, we'll see how many races. So he'll easily do this race. He'll certainly do the Monaco race. We'll see though about Canada, whether or not we'll fit a new engine in for Canada, or not. We'll decide probably that going into quali. So just now warming up tyres, of course. Not taking too much out of tyres though on this lap. Just taking them for an okay out lap, obviously, making sure the car's in the right place. We do have, by the looks of it, the right amount of pace going forth here for the race and qualifying. So this should be certainly challenging for pole today. As we now exit the final corner, down the start-finish straight we go, heading into turn 1. Then at over 220 miles per hour, just about through turn 1 and 2. Not bad. Still think got more in there. Certainly got more through there. A lot more through there. I could feel, you know, I believe I was affected from turn 1 and 2. Because personally, I would like to be a bit more closer there. Like, yeah. We're just going to use a flashback here. Because, you know, we'll just lift off slightly. Right. Sort of have two chances here. So into turn 5. Down through 6. 7. Up through 8. Now turn 9. Passing Ericsson. Before we hit our brakes into turn 10. Not a bad middle. Through final sector up here. Our final corner. Open up DRS. We sort of had two moments there of DRS. So yeah, certainly a lot of time in the bank. So I'm looking to improve. But not a bad first lap. Not bad. I reckon first sector we can improve. Feel like we got time in the middle as well. Just time all round overall, I think.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
So now I'll go through the final sector. Right, so in we come then. So right now we are on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix, of course. I certainly know we do have to improve on that lap, I believe, if we want to secure pole. But it wasn't a bad start, in all honesty. It wasn't the greatest either, don't get me wrong, it was okay, it was average. That lap was. I reckon there's more to come. But somehow we are 1 second clear of everyone somehow. That's been demolished. With just like recently. But 1 second, wow. Over my teammate at the moment. Huge gap somehow. How did he lose a second? I think that's the ultimate question. Now he's regained 3 tenths. I will go out in probably about a few minutes. Well, in about, say, in 5. Should we say we'll go out at 20? 20 seconds to 2 minutes. But yeah.
Our best lap so far is a 1:15.8.
Right, we'll go out now. Right, let's go. We don't want Bottas to get us. Come on. Let us go, let us go. Come on, let us go. Good, that was close. In fact, if we left that for 1 more second, I don't think we would have got out there. So, right now, Bottas is on pole. In a minute or so time, my theory is about to be tested on how we do. I'm just trying to create a bit of a gap here. Right now we're not in the most best position. Alright. We'll stay a bit closer to this guy. I think it's Leclerc. And we'll back off sort of with a corner to go. If that McLaren gets impeded, tough luck. I hope not, but if it does, it's tough luck. So not the greatest exit, but oh well. So down into turn 1. Gonna lose probably a little bit of time due to the exit and the late opening of DRS, but through turn 1 into turn 2 through turn 3, straighten it up for turn 4. Into turn 5. Six. 7. I think we've lost where we are on the track, just focusing a bit on the lap. And whatever reason, we're not improving, and I think we're not going to get pole. We did not improve there.
Sorry about that.
And if I'm correct, our teammate has got pole position then for the Spanish Grand Prix. So yeah, it was actually pretty close in the end, only a tenth separating the two of us, but how did we not get pole there? Like, I thought we had the pace in the car there today, honestly. Again, like, we're not that great when it comes to pole positions. I will say that. We're just terrible, in fact. Like, let's see how many poles. I just want to quickly have a look how many pole positions we've had in our career. I know we've had a lot, well, quite a lot.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid.
But I know it's less than race wins.
Not the end of the world.
I've been in
Let's have
touch
a
with some
look.
contacts at Ferrari, and they think your attitude and results might be a good fit for their team.
So we've had only
contract review if you're
5
interested.
pole positions
Let's see what kind of
compared
offer
to
they can put on the
15
table.
race wins, of course. So that's huge when you think of it. 5 pole positions, 15 race wins. Like, that's 10 more race wins over pole positions. So, yeah, you know, and I know where majority of them poles have come from. Austria, Italy. I think we've had 2 Austria, 1 Italy, 1 in China, I think, potentially. And I think that's it. Yeah, not great overall in terms of pole positions. But it does look like we've been promoted once again to P2 here. So for whatever reason, our teammate is nowhere to be seen. Let's have a quick look. I think my teammate's got some sort of penalty. He must do, due to the fact he is, yeah, down here. Like, what's that, P10? P11, actually. So, gearbox penalty, maybe? Not good for him. So, in a way...
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights. Let's focus now for the rest of the race. Brilliant. Nice move. That's us down a place. The gap to the leader is 2.1 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 9.3 seconds. As things stand, we'll be third in the championship. Box, we're coming in this lap. Soon. We should be alright for the time being, but you will start to find it a bit more slippery out there. Box now, please. Box this lap. Incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track. Valtteri is in the pits. Nice work, that brings you up a place. The car behind has come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind. Green flag. Some information on Hopcon. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. Gap to teammate behind is 11.1 seconds. Caution, caution. DRS deployment. It's time to use some of this charge. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, some information on Bottas. They have some kind of mechanical problem. Data shows the tyres are okay right now. We anticipate good levels of grip for the next few laps at least. Catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race. Of fuel remaining. We're leading our teammate by 18.5 seconds. Gap to the car behind is 2.3 seconds. Stan will be third in the championship. Valtteri's in P10 at the moment. Gap to teammate behind is 26.0 seconds. They're on old softs. The time last lap was a 1 minute 23.0. DRS will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out. We can work on a fix remotely. Finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
What a fantastic Grand Prix that was, and an excellent win for McLaren. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs. And that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Here come our winning drivers then, out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling Grand Prix. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top three today. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I'm going to say Brendan Hartley. It was probably one